Now, there's a report coming in from the foreign media. Now, Israel's military declares a state of war amid surprise large-scale attack from Gaza has taken place. The Israeli army said on Saturday that a number of terrorists have infiltrated their location, Israel, from the Gaza Strip after dozens of rockets were fired from the blockaded enclave. Several dozen rockets were fired from Gaza towards Israel. Israel Defense Forces have also said that sirens sounding in Jerusalem and surrounding areas as well. To give us more details about that, we have CNN News 18's Siddhant joining us on the phone line. Siddhant, could you give us more details about the exact location where these missiles have been fired from? And can we say that these are Palestinian militants?
Well, yes, that's right. I mean, this is what Hamas has said, perhaps in a statement that has been issued by them. Now, we can confirm this, and in fact, the Foreign Ministry of Israel has come out with a statement calling it a combined attack, including the firing of rockets and terrorist infiltrations into Israeli territory from the Gaza Strip, which is a southern part of Israel. So there have been multiple rockets which were launched this morning. In fact, there are initial reports that the Iron Dome, the missile defense system of Israel, also got malfunctioned, and because of which there has been a damage, a sizable damage in the Israeli territory. The forces of the Israel have been asked to defend the country, and perhaps there have been some missiles which have reached into the interior towns and cities of Israel. This is the situation is right now unpredictable, perhaps very rare that the forces have managed to enter the territory of Israel. Even some of the Hamas terrorists have also got into the Israel through paragliders, and then there are rockets which are being launched on Israel. So it's a situation for Israel which is very rare, because usually we see that Israel is in an aggressive mode when it comes to tackling Hamas, or when it comes to when it comes to the overall security of the region. But this time around, it looks like that today is a day for Israel to play defensive, and perhaps it's Hamas infiltrators, those who have entered the Israeli territory. They are launching rockets. Their militants have entered the Israeli territory, and perhaps they are roaming on the streets of Israel. So it's a bad situation right now. Let's wait for some more official confirmation from the government of Israel. So far, the civilians are asked to act according to the special instructions posted on the National Emergency Portal and stay adjacent to shelters. Residents in the area surrounding the Gaza Strip have been asked to stay in their homes. So this is an advisory which has come from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It would really be interesting to see what happens next, how Israel is going to counter these infiltrators, and perhaps is it going to affect the overall peace and stability of West Asia. Back to you.
Well, Siddhant, we have gotten the statement coming in from the senior commander of Hamas, Mohammad Zaif, as well. They have talked about Al-Aqsa storm operation. Could you please walk us through that as well? What is this Al-Aqsa storm operation?
Well, yes, that's what the Hamas is calling it. So the senior commander of Hamas, Mohammad Zaif, has announced that this is the beginning of Al-Aqsa storm operation, and we have targeted enemy positions, airports, and military fortifications with more than 500 missiles. So it's an official statement coming from Hamas that more than 500 missiles have been launched on Israel. And in fact, the anger of our nation and our righteous mujahid is boiling. Today is your day. Let the enemy know that this is time. So this kind of language has been used in a statement that has been issued by the commander of Hamas. Even they also talk about Muslim Brotherhood, Islamic resistance in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran. And today is the day when the front and the flags are united. So as Israel is also pointing it out, that it's a combined attack that has taken place, where the rockets are being launched in the air. The infiltrators have their boots in the Israeli territory on ground. The forces are fighting with the Israeli forces. The air defense system, perhaps going by the initial report, the air missile defense system is not working smoothly. So it looks like a bad start for Israel. But given the history and track record of Israel, to counter such infiltration, activities, to neutralize these territories, one cannot take Israel lightly when it comes to combat and fighting with these forces of Hamas. And it would
Right.
really be interesting to see. But what could be a matter of concern for the world overall is that when there are efforts made to perhaps keep West Asia stable and peaceful, this particular escalation today from Hamas, from Palestinian side, could perhaps derail the peace efforts, the talks which are going on, especially between Saudi Arabia and Israel.
Right, situation currently looks quite terrifying there in Israel, Siddhant, but we would like to understand from you now the statement that we were just talking about. It has quite a scaring statement written there as well, coming in from Mohammed Zaif. He has written that today everyone with a gun needs to get out. So he is actually inviting people to come out and defend themselves and let the enemy know that they have escalated these tensions yet another time. What do you have to say about that?
That's right. Look, he is making this a fight of mujahid. He is calling it a religious fight, and he's also naming what is happening in Lebanon, what is happening in Syria, Iraq, Iran, and he is asking everyone to come together to fight the Israeli forces. Given the history of Israel since its formation, the wars Israel has fought, the kind of struggle that Israel has seen, with regard to the neighboring country attacking Israel, together and perhaps, on various occasions. But this small country, Israel, has successfully managed to defend and keep its territory intact. Now, today's attack is unprecedented and rare. This is why I'm saying Sakshi, because the way this combined attack, successful combined attack, has been executed by Hamas, by successfully making the militants infiltrate into Israeli territory. Even many of them have got into Israeli territory through paragliders. Then, the rocket launchers are being launched. We have been told more than 500 missiles have been launched. And the Iron Dome, the famous Iron Dome, which has been protecting Israel from the rockets of Hamas from last so many years, have perhaps got malfunctioned. This is also we have been told. So bad start for Israel, but surely we can expect Israeli forces to perhaps the counter operation that they will start, or perhaps they have started. Could help them defending their territory and can perhaps neutralize all these right now we have the numbers that there are 40 to 50 infiltrators, those who have gotten into Israeli territory. We are still trying to get more details and from which all points they have infiltrated. So now that is something which is yet to be mentioned by the media in Israel. But so far there are 40-50 numbers, and in the southern part of Israel, which is the areas bordering to the Gaza Strip, they are roaming openly. They are roaming freely in trucks, in SUVs, and perhaps holding AK-47s and sophisticated weapons in their hands. So situation looks scary on ground, and in fact the world must be watching the developments taking place in Israel, given the peace talks, the peace efforts that have been made in past few months, few years, to make West Asia more stabilized and to make it more inclusive. Now this particular fresh escalation, the start of fresh escalation